Right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, super intelligent shades of the colour pink, or sky blue pink with purple polka dots. I don't care. You're all welcome here. Well, most of you anyway, including Brian. Brian's very welcome. Brian comes from a fine YouTube channel called Wick Goes Carnivore or something similar to that. Is that right, Brian?
Yes, it is. Wick Goes Carnivore.
There you go. So go and subscribe to Brian's channel immediately, you unwashed heathens, carb dodgers, whatever. It's good stuff. It's great. You should go and check it all out and binge watch it and stuff. Brian's here to tell us his story, how he found the carnivore diet, what was happening beforehand, all of that. So I can shut up and he can talk. Brian.
All right. So yeah, first of all, I would say that most of my life I was overweight and not very active. And when I was younger in high school, I did play sports and I was pretty active and, very skinny really back then. But then as I got a little bit older there and stopped playing sports, the weight started to kick in, just eating a standard diet, right? All the bad stuff. And I struggled with my weight for years. So I would say probably around 2017, I kind of was fed up at that point. I was probably weighed around 350 pounds and just no energy, that kind of stuff. So I started looking around and I found a diet. It wasn't really carnivore, but it was sort of low carb. Unfortunately, it was low fat as well. So it was very lean type of protein eating. And it wasn't very sustainable. I did lose quite a bit of weight. Just because, I wasn't eating a lot of sugar and stuff like that, but it wasn't very sustainable. So it didn't last for very long and I gained all the weight back. So then that kind of takes me, I guess, to like around the I guess it was 2022 timeframe. And I was even bigger than I had been before. I was about 360 to 370 pounds and just, no motivation, no energy, depressed. In 2018, I was diagnosed with AFib, which is something with electrical signals in your heart, right, where it gets mixed up and then you go into an intermittent heartbeat, basically. And that had gotten worse and worse over time. And I just knew that I had to do something. And around that time, I found your channel. I found Dr. Ken Berry's channel and Dr. Sean Baker's channel. And I kind of at first said I was going to ease into doing it with keto. So I did like a couple months of keto. I lost a little bit of weight, not much. Didn't really notice much with health related things, right? I had arthritis that was really bad and the AFib was still continuing to happen. So in July of 2022, I went to full carnivore. And within a month, I no longer had the joint pain, the arthritis pain, stuff like that. And I noticed that the AFib episodes were gone. And this was something that I would have like 2 to 3 episodes a week. And at this point, I was not having them anymore. And probably in the first 3-4 months or so, I lost a good 60, 70 pounds. Within the first maybe 8 months or so, I had lost 80 to 85 pounds, which is pretty much where I'm at now. I haven't really lost more weight since then. And it's been over a year and a half. I guess it's been like 20 months, somewhere in there. But some of that is probably some of my own sabotage, right? Because I'll do good and then I will have something I shouldn't to drink or maybe a carb or something, and then I mess myself up. And it takes a couple days to get back to the weight that I was. So anyway, it's now, it's been well over a year and a half without a single AFib episode. And the interesting thing is, the doctors all told me like there was nothing you could do about it other than potentially having an ablation done. That there just was nothing you could do. Like it would be good to lose weight and that might help a little bit, but you would still just, you'd be having the episodes and they would continue to get worse as you got older. But like I said, it's been over a year and a half without a single episode. My blood pressure is really good. I don't have the arthritis pain or back pain or any of that anymore. In the past, like if I wanted to work out, I would have to wear like ankle braces, elbow braces, and knee braces and stuff like that. And now when I work out, I don't wear any kind of brace, and I just don't have any issues.
Mm. Awesome.
So
Awesome.
in a nutshell, that's the story.
Pretty cool. And so the carnivore diet, miraculous thing, certainly helps, if not completely resolves many things, but of course not everything, and we'll get to that a bit later on, I guess. So just remind us, how much total weight have you lost?
It's about 85 pounds.
It's pretty impressive stuff, isn't it? Yeah. And of course, given that you've been eating carnivore now for how long?
It's actually 21 months right now.
Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to work out where I should send the flowers to the wife or something because of your death about 18 months ago from scurvy.
Right.
Obviously, because you're eating carnivore, obviously you died of scurvy and no one had the heart to tell you about it. Of course, you haven't had a bowel movement in 20-something months either, obviously, because that's required. You have to have fibre to shit, don't you?
Yeah, everybody tells me that.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. All right, so just another N=1. There are many, many of them. Let's get on to some more fun stuff that we alluded to getting onto a bit later. Well, that's now. Carnivore diet. It's most of the battle, but it's not all of the battle. What else do you know about what that you might want to share with us, Brian?
So I know that, you're very into the Cerule business and the products that they have out there. And I've been taking them since April of 2023. So we're almost going on a year now. And I've seen a lot of benefits. So I take the Stem Enhance Ultra, I take the Plasma Flow, and the Cyactive. And I'm actually going to start taking the collagen now. I haven't been taking that before, but I'm going to start taking that now too. But anyway, I've seen some really good benefits from that as well. Some of the interesting benefits that I've seen from that is just a big increase in energy levels, right? Carnivore already kind of did that to me because I, didn't have a whole lot of energy before, but then I have been doing carnivore for like 9 months when I went to doing, the Cerule, starting to taking the Cerule products. And again, there was a big jump up. So I know that contributed as well. And then there's like other things that are interesting, like, my mustache and beard, like I shave like every day or two now, where I used to go like 6-7 days without shaving just because it didn't grow that well. So, things like that, actually, just from having more adult stem cells going throughout your body, that you're growing those things. So that's quite interesting. And the other thing is, like, I don't really run into any problems at all with joint pain. I have banged my big toe before really hard and not had any issues. And when you go back into the past, that was a huge issue for me. Like, I would get these flare-ups and sometimes I couldn't walk for like a week or two because my foot was so flared up from banging my foot.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. And of course, you were so impressed with the Cerule products and such that you decided to become involved yourself as an affiliate, as a YouTube promoter in your own right. Obviously, that only makes sense that you should get paid for promoting Cerule products because it's a win-win situation. So, of course, what we'll do is we'll pop your magical URL up on the screen, and it will also go in the show notes so that anyone who is not already my customer or someone else's customer in Cerule, if you're a free agent Cerule-wise, unencumbered, Brian's your man. I'll still get paid if you buy it from him. So go and buy some Cerule from Brian. Do make sure that you all subscribe to Brian's YouTube channel, which again is called Wick Goes Carnivore. So just type in @Wick Goes Carnivore. Subscribe there. It's about cross-pollination. It's about telling Al Gore and his rhythms that Brian's channel is gaining an audience and people are watching and stuff, and so that it gets pushed out to an ever wider audience. You see, that's how it works, among other things. That and not behaving the way I do on YouTube helps quite a bit in terms of YouTube growth, unfortunately. But I'm not going to be told how to do anything. I learned it from Ted, you see, when I was very young. Ted was my first confidant way back when. I've actually had Ted for, nearly 52 years now. And he's been here the whole time. So it's his fault. We blame Ted for everything, don't we, Brian?
Yeah.
All right.
I should tell you something, though, really quick.
Yep.
So I know this is kind of confusing, but so my name for YouTube is Wicko's Carnivore, but the actual handle is at Wickivore.
Okay, my bad. There you go.
Yeah. So
at Wiki,
it's confusing. People get confused all the time. Wikivore, Wikivore.
That way. All right. So we'll type that one up on the screen so that and we'll put that in the show notes so that we don't send people to the wrong place. Goodness gracious. All right. Good. So I think that covers us off. Nice quick one today. Carnivore helps. Sorrel helps even more. I always say electrical grounding is a good thing to add in at 3, blocking blue light after dark at 4, and probably high intensity burst repeat and resistance exercise at 5. Them 5 things you should do to minimize your inflammatory status. And as such, that's the thing that to me seems to be the most important thing in increasing the likelihood, for want of a better term, that you'll have the best health and lifespans, it seems. Just my opinion. Doesn't have to be anybody else's. But that's what we do here. We just share opinions that are not backed by any science at all, don't we, Brian? We just make things up over here in the carnivore community. According to
some people think.
According to a certain cardiologist who claims, number one, that I have no qualifications in cardiology, funny that, and number 2, claims to be the author of multiple peer-reviewed articles. 2. I'm counting. I'm not giving it. I'm counting. That's how many he's got. Anyway, that's for another day. Good to have you, Brian. Stick around, folks, on the channel. People will play me wrong on interwebs is what will happen next. See you then. Ciao for now.